With more and more multiplayer online battle arenas, or MOBAs, being released, it only makes sense that we would see them bridge over to consoles. Guardians of Middle-earth takes the working formula and maps the buttons seamlessly to next-gen controllers. Console players might feel overwhelmed at first, but after learning this new gameplay style, the faster they adapt to the layout, the faster they'll know the importance of surviving over tower diving. In this video, we'll talk about some of the basics of MOBAs and the tweaks that Guardians of Middle-earth has made to this equation. The first thing to note about MOBAs is the map layout. Each team has a base and roads that lead to the enemy base. These roads, called lanes, easily labeled as top, middle, and bottom, have an endless assault of pawns being sent out to their demise. These units will either die to towers or more likely enemy players. These waves of soldiers help fuel the pace of the game as their deaths yield experience to nearby players of the opposite team. The towers will surely take care of them if the players don't. Very rarely will you see these underlings destroying towers. However, in Guardians of Middle-earth, later in the game, you will be able to beef up those soldiers, which will provide a significant strategic advantage to doing damage against towers or enemy players. Each lane will have a spawner for these units, as well as 2 more towers further up the path. These towers will aim at incoming waves, but will prioritize players if they hit an enemy guardian within the tower's range. Something to note about the towers is the damage starts off small and increases in damage until it changes target or loses target. Crossing between lanes is rather easy, but Guardians of Middle-earth add shrines that provide minor buffs. These usually end up being start-of-game battlegrounds to gain advantage over the opposing team. The top and bottom shrines offer health regeneration, which prove more helpful in early game over the middle shrines, which offer damage resistance. The last thing that makes this formula work is character diversity in loadouts. Some characters serve better at assisting players rather than destroying them. Others make really good defensive guardians to make sure that their towers don't fall, even whenever they're outnumbered. These guardians gain levels, up to 14, increasing one of their chosen abilities per level. Guardians of Middle-earth removed in-game stores that would increase your attributes, but this system is replaced in the form of a pre-game loadout that includes potions, a stat belt, and commands. There's a lot to say about these loadouts, so I'll save it for another video so we can take a more in-depth look. With all these gameplay elements at work, the MOBA formula definitely shines through on consoles, but Guardians of Middle-earth does suffer from its online play, as connections are host-based that usually end up in frequent disconnects or a lot of lag. As long as players look past this hiccup, Guardians hits home with solid gameplay.